Have you ever noticed how women often say they want a nice guy, but then they end up choosing the bad boys? Well, here's the truth about that. Women are drawn, more than anything else, to confidence. So in this video, I want to share with you 4 lessons that have personally helped me, as well as about 100 other recovering nice guys, start building the kind of confidence that women are actually drawn to. And to make it stick, I'm going to actually use one of the best metaphors that Hollywood has ever given us. And that is probably one of your favorite movies, the movie Fight Club by David Fincher. Lesson number 1. In Fight Club, the narrator, the main character, is basically us at our worst. He's lonely, he's passive, he's living behind this inauthentic, fake sort of nice guy persona. He doesn't even have a name in the movie because he's literally that invisible. And the love interest in the movie, Marla Singer, her name is, at first she meets him and she kind of pities him. But she sees a kind of potential in him that he can't even see yet. And that is because deep down, he's ashamed of who he is. And then he meets Tyler Durden. Raw, unapologetic, totally unfiltered. He's the kind of guy that women literally can't take their eyes off. Tyler blows up the narrator's whole fake world. Literally. He bombs his apartment because the narrator was using stuff to distract himself. So he blows his apartment up, and this forces the narrator to drop the fake mask he was wearing. And for the first time, the narrator is free to stop pretending to be something that he isn't. And that's where so many of us nice guys get stuck. It's not that we're unattractive, we're too short, we're not enough money, whatever. It's that we're too scared to let people see who we really are. So we be inauthentic, we wear a mask, and women can sense that fear instantly. I remember a phase of my life when I stopped people pleasing on dates. I started sharing my raw truth. I took the mask off. I was initially terrified that I'd be rejected, but instead, what I feared would happen didn't, and women seemed to appreciate it. And that's when I realized that honesty is magnetic. It's very rare as well. So here's something that may help you. Next time you catch yourself holding back to keep the peace or trying to sugarcoat something, I want you to pause and I want you to ask yourself, what do I actually think and feel right now? And then say it. It could be something as simple as, actually, I see it differently, or actually, I'm not in the mood to talk right now with a friend or something. It's gonna feel uncomfortable, but every time you do it, you drop the mask a little bit more. And that authenticity, that is what makes you captivating. But here's the thing, once the mask comes off, something else needs to come alive. And that's what Tyler pushes the narrator to discover next in the movie. Lesson number 2. The narrator, his life is sterile, it's lifeless, and it's predictable. He's got a safe job, a clean apartment, nice clothes. On the surface, he looks put together, but underneath, he is numb, he's repressed, he's stuck in his head. Tyler, on the other hand, he is like the exact opposite. He is pretty much a wild animal. He is raw, he's alive, he's even dangerous, he's a rebel, and he drags the narrator into these fight nights in a local dive bar. And through the bruises, the blood, and this kind of sweaty exhaustion, the narrator comes alive. He stops being fragile and he taps into a kind of primal energy he never even knew he had before. And that's when Marla starts hitting on him in the movie. That is because women want to sense a man's primal side. I mean, for me personally, this clicked when I won an MMA fight, and my girlfriend at the time went crazy for me afterwards. Now, you don't need a fight club, but you do need a challenge. Martial arts, lifting heavy, cold showers, endurance training, whatever it is, start small and pick one thing this week that makes you uncomfortable and do it. Because every time you do, you strengthen that primal energy, and people around you can actually feel that. But here's the catch. Not everyone is going to like the authentic version of you. And that actually brings us to the next test in the narrator's journey. Lesson number 3. The narrator, in the beginning, is a pushover. He bends over backwards to please his boss. He self-sacrifices himself just to be liked by everybody. But Tyler, on the other hand, he thinks, he says, and he does whatever he wants. Some people hate him, but others respect him deeply. And eventually, Tyler, he pushes the narrator to finally stand up for himself. He ends up, the narrator, exploding in a fit of rage on his boss. He doesn't hurt anyone, he hurts himself actually. It's messy and it's uncomfortable, but he survives. And for the first time, he feels powerful. And here's the lesson in all that. When we try to be liked by everyone, we end up being respected by no one. But when we're willing to be disliked, we gain self-respect and respect from other people. And this is where attraction comes in. Women are drawn to men who have the courage to take a stand. Marla, in the first sort of third of the movie, is attracted to Tyler because he's capable of protecting her. She's also emotionally damaged, but let's not get into that, that's not the point. But anyway, here's your challenge. Pick one situation this week where you would usually cave and do the opposite. That, for example, that might mean saying no to something that you don't want to do. Normally you say yes when you mean no, say no. Or finally, identify something that you've been avoiding saying and say it. Yeah, some people may not like it, but that's the point. Because every time that you survive in that moment, you grow stronger. You grow less needy and you become more compelling as a man. And once you stop chasing approval so much and you develop the courage to be disliked, that's when you're ready for the final step. Lesson number 3. The narrator doesn't have a life of his own in the beginning. He's a good boy in the eyes of society. He wakes up, he goes to work, he buys shit that he doesn't need and repeats. It's lifeless. Tyler, on the other hand, he has an incredibly strong reality. It's so strong, in fact, that everyone gets pulled into it, including the narrator. And this is actually the heart of why Marla initially falls for Tyler, not the narrator, because she can feel Tyler's reality. She may not agree with it, a lot of people don't agree with it, but it's unshakable. And that strength is the kind of thing that pulls her in. And that's where a lot of nice guys get stuck. We end up living inside other people's realities instead of fully kind of embracing and embodying our own. So the challenge, mate, really is to strengthen your reality. And you can start doing that right now. So take 5 minutes today and write down what matters to you, what you stand for, and the kind of life you want to build. It doesn't have to be perfect, just start. 5 minutes is all it takes. Because the truth is, mate, the man with the strongest reality is the most influential man in the room. And women, they can feel that immediately. So for God's sake, mate, for yourself, not for women, don't drift through life. Be the man who sets the tone, who leads his own life. That's what makes you compelling as a side effect, but it's what makes life good. And here's the twist. There's a spoiler alert if you've not seen the movie already. Eventually, the narrator realizes something pretty shocking. Tyler isn't real, and he never was. He was a fantasy created in the mind of the narrator to wake him up from the nice guy dream he was living. But eventually, Tyler's aggression goes too far, and the narrator faces his final test. He ends up killing Tyler to stop Tyler's chaos from taking him over completely. And for the first time, that's when he can actually finally face Marla honestly as himself. No more hiding, no more nice guy stuff, and no more trying to live in Tyler's shadow. He's just fully present, integrated. And Marla chooses him because he's now capable of having a real authentic relationship with her. And that's the moment everything changes. The narrator destroys his inner nice guy, but he also refuses to become a reckless bad boy, a psychopath. He keeps his empathy and he keeps his kindness, but he adds strength, he adds presence, and he adds that real confidence to be himself. And that's the path we're on, mate. We're not on the path to become fake bad boys, and we're not on the path to stay stuck as this kind of nice guy, people pleaser. We're on the path to become an integrated man. That means being authentic, powerful, and free, and kind. And if you want to know the real reason why nice guys stay invisible to women and how to fix it, then click this video next and watch that through to the end, because honestly, it's a bit of a banger. But in the meantime, mate, I appreciate you. Stay courageous.